My name's Kate McGregor. I'm 34. I drive the Red Line for Chicago Transit. Every day down those tunnels, shuttling thousands across the city. They get on, get off, disappear. I never know who they are. They never know who I am. That's the rule down here. But every Friday night at 11:47, that rule gets broken. My train pulls into Adams Station right on the dot. Old platform, built back in the 70s, yellowed tiles, buzzing lights. Rush smells bleach all mixed together. Not many pass from here, especially on a Friday night. Most got off at livelier stops, only a handful are left. But there's this woman. For 35 years, she's shown up every Friday without fail. She always stands at the far end of the platform, beside the third concrete pillar. Same faded crimson dress, year after year. Brown paper bag, corners worn soft, folded 1,000 times. She doesn't look at her phone, doesn't read, doesn't listen to music. Just stands there, facing the tracks, like anyone waiting for a bus. But she's never once gotten on my train, not once. What is she waiting for? Who? I first noticed her 2 years ago, on a Friday. First snow of the year. Platform was wet and gray. She stepped back, let the doors open right in front of her, glanced inside the car, shook her head, and stayed put. I closed the doors, pulled away, left her standing there. In the rear view, her skirt lifted in the tunnel wind, pressed against her legs. Next week, she was back. Same spot, same dress, same bag. Third week, I knew something was off. Her shadow stretched like a finger pointing at me. On the fourth week, I did something I'd never done in my entire career, something I never thought I'd do. I parked the train at Adams Station, like every Friday. But this time, I didn't just sit there and watch. Pushed open the cab door, stepped out onto the platform. Rough tile under my shoes. I walked toward her. She saw me coming, didn't flinch, didn't back away. Just stood there by the pillar, calm. She just lifted her chin slightly, looked over at me, like she'd been waiting for someone to stop and listen. Her lashes were pale, almost invisible, fine wrinkles on her lids like crinkled paper. "Hi, I'm the operator of this train. I've seen you here every Friday for 2 years now, and you never get on the train. Is there something I can help you with?" Her expression was eerily calm. Nothing changed. Not the peace of acceptance, something deeper, like a riverbed that's been wept completely dry. Years of tears until nothing was left but cracked earth, deep lines around her eyes, thin, pale lips, like a creek that's almost run completely dry. The dress was old-fashioned, high-waisted, mid-cow, not store-bought, custom. Maybe her favorite.
I'm waiting my fiancé. He got lost here.
Lost? On this platform?
30 years ago, someone pushed him onto the tracks. Everyone says he's dead, everyone. But I didn't see it with my own eyes. Not the end of it. Not really. So I have to wait here. I have to. Every Friday. Because Friday was our date night.
A cold chill ran down my spine, all the way down. Not from fear. Something else. The sheer weight of 35 years of waiting. A fortress chest tightened involuntarily. 35 years, year after year on this platform, in the dead of night, every single Friday. All the comforting words died in my throat. Nothing to say. Nothing that would matter. What do you say to someone who's waited that long? Nothing. There's nothing but awe. So I didn't say any of it. I just stood there. For a long moment. Neither of us spoke.
What's your name? Eleanor. Eleanor Black. How long have you been waiting for him? How long? Let me think. I've lost count of the years. Can't remember. I just know every Friday I come. I always come.
I didn't ask anything else, turned and walked back. Back to my cab. I had a schedule to keep. As we rolled away, I watched her in the mirror. Still standing there. Reginald Blag, Fian Fuse Subway. First result was a 30-year-old article. And that's where it began. Every line of that old article hit me like a nail. To the chest. I couldn't look away. March 17, 1988. Friday night, 11:40 p.m. Daniel Black, 27, died on impact. At Adams Station. The same station. His fiancée Eleanor was right there on the platform. She saw everything, all of it. There's a black and white photo of young Daniel, messy hair, bright green eyes, easy smile. Ellen beside him, ponytail, with her whole face. Nothing like the silent woman I knew. Nothing at all. Police had 2 suspects back then. A bar regular Daniel had reported for a fight. A colleague he'd had a financial disputes with. But neither case ever stuck. Nothing stuck. Surveillance was spotty. Back then, late 80s, no witnesses came forward. Case went cold. The article ended with a quote from Eleanor. From back then. From right after it happened. He was just standing there, white latrine. We didn't do anything wrong. I slumped in my chair, staring at the screen. And finally, I understood. Finally. She wasn't waiting for her dead fiancé to come back. She was waiting for the truth. For justice. Late as it might be. 30-some years late. Or maybe she just couldn't bear to let him fade. Become nothing more than a line of cold print and a yellowed photograph. That's all. I didn't sleep that night. Not at all. The street light outside turned my curtains orange. I stared at the cracks in the ceiling. A web of them. Every direction. I kept replaying that night in my head. 1988, Daniel and Eleanor just out on their date. Just a normal Friday night. Like any other. They were happy, laughing about something. A split second. Just a second of turning away. And then it happened. Out of nowhere. A sound like thunder. A roar. And he was gone. Just like that. 35 years. Over 13,000 days. And nights. All of them. She never missed a single Friday night. Not one. Not in all that time. It wasn't madness. Not really. It was the weight of a man who vanished. And a killer free. The next day, I got to Adams Station early. During the day, the place was alive. Chaotic. Hot dog carts. People yelling into phones. Arguments over nothing. All of it noise. A whole different world from midnight. Like a different station entirely. I walked to the third pillar, Eleanor's pillar, covered in graffiti and faded flyers, rough concrete. Standing there, you could see down the tracks clearly. Feel the low rumble under your feet. Steady heartbeat.
All right, operator, time to roll.
Friday at 11:47, I'd see that crimson shadow again. Another Friday, 11:47, and there she was. Right on time, like always. The crimson dress looked even more faded, under the yellow station lights, worn and old. The handles of her paper bag were polished smooth, from years of being held. Thousands of times. The train slowed down along the tracks, doors lining up with the platform. Perfectly. The doors opened. She stepped back out of habit. Just half a step, automatic like breathing. Just watching my cab, silent as ever. No expression, nothing. Just waiting. This time, I didn't wait in the cab. I got off the train, walked straight to her.
Eleanor?
For just a second, she looked surprised. No one had called her name there in 35 years. What's in the bag? She opened her bag slowly. Inside, a chicken sandwich, wrapped in plastic wrap. The bread was dry around the edges, lettuce tilt. But it was neatly made, her fingerprints on the plastic. Daniel loved chicken sandwiches. He used to make them for our dates. We'd sit by the lake and share one. He'd put a little honey in the chicken. I always forget the honey. I've tried so many times. But it never tastes like his. Never. Can I try a bite? She hesitated for a second. Just 1 second. Then held it out slowly, carefully. I tore off a small piece, just the corner. Put it in my mouth. Started chewing. The bread was tough, dry and hard to chew. The chicken was too salty, more than it should be. But there was something else under the taste. Something heavy, right here in my chest. It's really good, honestly. I mean it. It tastes like care. She smiled, just the tiniest smile. Gone as fast as it came, barely there.
You're just being kind, that's all. Second person to say that. First was Daniel. Finish it. Go ahead. Don't stop. I'll just throw it away later anyway.
I make one every week, every Friday. And every week I throw it away, 35 years. I ate most of it, bite by bite, slowly. Wrapped the rest up, put it in my pocket. I'll bring you hot coffee next week. No, thank you. Coffee keeps me up. Do you have trouble sleeping, usually? Barely sleep, almost never. When I do sleep, I dream of him, his back to me, won't turn around, no matter what. I went back to the cab, pulled out slow and quiet. In the mirror, she got smaller. Then the dark took her. From that night on, I started digging into Eleanor and Daniel's past. Everything. I needed to understand. How does someone survive that? 35 years, no closure, no justice, losing the person you love most, just like that. And no one to listen, no one to help. They lived in an old apartment near Adams Station in 1988. Back when he was still around. The outside of the building got renovated, new paint, but the aluminum windows, still the original ones. After Daniel died, Eleanor moved out, left. No one knows where she lives now, nobody. She worked as a proofreader at a small publishing house. Back then, long retired now. An old forum post from 2005, written by a coworker. Said she kept to herself, never came to parties. When asked about weekends, she'd just say waiting for the train. Everyone thought it was a joke. The comments were all over the place, total mess. Some said she was mentally unwell, crazy. Others said she was trapped by obsession, could not let go. A few wondered if she had seen something that night. That last comment stuck with me, made me think. If she knew who did it, why stay silent? All those years? And if she didn't know, what kept her going back? Every Friday, for 35 years. Why? Then I started to get it. Slowly, I did. She wasn't waiting for him to come back, not really. She was keeping his memory alive. That's why. If she stopped, he'd be forgotten, all gone. Next Friday, I parked as usual. Brought her a hot coffee from Dispatch. Bitter, but warm. She wrapped her hands around the cup, both hands. Her knuckles were thin, rough to the touch. A liver spot on the back of her hand, shaped like a leaf. Pale band on her ring finger, from a ring she wore. What did Daniel look like? She raised her eyes to the dark tunnel. Past the tracks, far into the dark. She wasn't looking at the station, not really. She was somewhere else. Back then. He was lean, a head taller than me. Dark brown hair, always messy. He said the wind would mess it up anyway, so why bother combing it, he'd say. His eyes were light green, pale green, bright, like sunlight through water. Did he wear glasses? No. Perfect vision. He used to tease me, said I was blind as a bat without my glasses. He thought it was funny. One time my glasses broke. He fixed them for me. Spent an hour on the floor, just tightening a screw. He was so proud of himself, said he was better than any optician, anywhere in town. He was the best person I ever knew. Not because of how he looked, not that. But when he looked at me, I knew it. I was the most important thing in the world to him. After that conversation, I made up my mind. I was going to dig into Daniel's case, all of it. For one thing, Eleanor deserved the truth. She deserved to know what really happened. For another, that waiting deserved an answer. 35 years, half a lifetime, it deserved something. I tracked down the retired detective on the case. Harrison Cohen, 78 years old, lived alone in a senior apartment on a hillside. Chicago suburbs, quiet place. There was a crooked apple tree in his yard, leaning way over, like it might fall someday. I called him, mentioned Adams Station, and the 1988 subway death, the old case. He didn't want to talk about old work at first. Got quiet, real quiet, for a long moment. Then he said I could come by, if I wanted, and to bring decent coffee. That was the condition. I took a day off, drove out to the suburbs, brought a cup of decent coffee, like he asked. His hair was pure white, all of it. Walked with a cane, moved slow but steady. The rubber tip of his cane was wrapped in tape, layers of it, worn through in spots. He made weak tea, sat me down in his living room, asked straight out why I was digging, why now. I told him about Eleanor, the red dress, the Friday nights, 35 years of waiting.
This case wasn't murder. Not exactly, but it wasn't an accident either. Neither is right. Threads to the original investigation. Deliberate homicide, or he did it himself. We found an unsent letter among his things, addressed to Eleanor, never mailed.
He laid it all out for me. Everything, the whole case, from start to finish.
The words were filled with self-loathing, over and over, like he couldn't stop.
I'm sorry. I'm not good enough. You deserve so much better.
When I heard about that letter, my blood turned cold. All of it. Just like that. Ice in my veins.
So he jumped? He threw himself in front of the train?
It's not that simple. Not exactly. The letter was heavy with goodbye, but it never said he planned to end it. Not in so many words. Never directly. Several witnesses said they saw a stranger shove him, a hand reaching out, pushing him from behind. But the platform lighting was poor back then. Surveillance was almost inexistent. Memories are unreliable, especially in the dark. People see what they want to see, or what they think they saw. That outstretched hand they saw, it might not have been someone pushing him. It might have been his own arm, reaching out, as he lost his balance.
So which was it? A push? Or a fall? Or something else entirely? I didn't know.
Both suspects from the original case, we cleared them both, completely. The bar regular, the one Daniel reported, was at another tavern across town that night. Over a dozen witnesses put him there. The other guy, the colleague, was in New York. Flight and hotel receipts put him miles away. Both of them, no alibi issues at all. So we closed the case as an accidental fall. That's what went in the file, officially. But Eleanor refused to accept it. Said there was a killer. Insisted on it.
She went to newspapers, TV stations, City Hall, everywhere she could think of, trying to be heard, trying to get someone to listen. No one did. No one cared enough. Eventually, she stopped trying to convince anyone. Just went back to the platform and waited. I sat there on his leather couch, mind churning. All of it, too much to process all at once. Sunlight came through the blinds, striped the floor. Bars of light and shadow, like a cage. A hidden letter, a young man who hated himself. What if Daniel had killed himself? Then 35 years of waiting, built on a story she told herself. The cold tea burned going down. Bitter. But something else burned worse. Worse by far. Maybe there was never a killer at all. Just a man so lost he destroyed them both. Another Friday, Adams Station. Eleanor at her post. Same spot, same time. Red dress, paper bag, standing straight as a soldier, like she was waiting for inspection, for someone to notice. Only her hands gave her away. Fidgeting with the bag handles, twisting them back and forth. This time I didn't bring coffee. I brought something else, a photo. Harrison gave me a copy from the case file. Daniel at the lake, flying a kite. The photo had faded, colors washed out, but the joy was still there, clear as day. She took it, and her whole body started shaking. Bad. like she couldn't control it. No sound came out.
Where did you get this?
From the old detective, Harrison.
Did you find him? The killer? Please, did you find out who did it?
Looking in her eyes, bloodshot, tired, 35 years of waiting for an answer. I couldn't tell her about the letter, about suicide. I couldn't do it. Not to her, not after all this time. The case is still open. They're still looking, still working on it. Tears fell onto the laminated photo, tracked down Daniel's face like rain on a window. She pressed it to her chest, held it tight, like it was something fragile, something alive. We'd just gotten a promotion when this was taken. We were so happy. Everything felt possible. We were planning to get married by the lake. The next year, right there at that same lake. We even argued about the venue. Silly stuff. Looking back now, the location never mattered.
Have you ever thought that he's really gone, that he's not coming back?
I know he's dead. I know that. I was there. I saw coming happen. But that doesn't stop me from coming. Doesn't stop me at all. I still come. As long as I'm here, there's a chance. A sliver. A maybe. Just a tiny one. If I stop, that chance vanishes. Gone. Poof, like it was never there. And more than that, as long as I keep coming, he won't be forgotten.
The platform was empty. Just us. The buzz of the lights. The wind in the tunnel. I didn't have words. Nothing to say. Just sat there. Quiet. With her. For the first time, I understood what was at the heart of it. Something so human. I spent the whole week torn. Just torn. Do I tell her the whole truth or keep it to myself? About the letter. About Daniel's darkness. If I told her, everything she's lived on would collapse. 35 years of waiting turned into a joke. She might break. Completely. I couldn't live with that either. I went to Chris, co-worker, fellow operator, known him for years, figured he'd have an opinion. Break rooms smelled like coffee grounds and bleach. Thick air, stale like it never got fresh. Fluorescent lights made everyone look like ghosts. No color, no warmth, just pale.
You're not a therapist, Kate. You're not a detective either. Remember that. Your job is driving a train, not fixing people's lives. Stay in your lane. Don't try to play savior. Never ends well.
I didn't like that. Felt like he was judging me.
And if I keep it from her, let her stay trapped in that waiting forever, I'd carry that guilt forever, every single day, for the rest of my life.
Chris went quiet, real quiet. Didn't have an answer. No easy solution. Back then, I resented his silence. Thought he was being useless. Thought he should pick a side. But later, I came to understand. Some choices don't have a right or wrong. You just have to live with it. Whatever you choose. All of it. Good and bad. Another Friday, I made a snap decision. I didn't stop at Adam's, just kept going. Through the window, I saw her standing there, still and quiet, in her red dress, same as always. No anger, no confusion, nothing like that. Just disappointment, the kind she'd lived with forever. That night, I sat on my couch and cried. Silent tears, no sound, just tears. And I made my decision, final one. I would never break her faith, never. It wasn't my place to tear down her memories. I didn't need to save her. Just be there. Next Friday, I stopped on time, like I should. Brought my own sandwich, egg salad, homemade.
It's decent. Not bad. Better than mine, anyway. Barely.
Mostly it's good because you made it. The kindness, that's the best part. I didn't ask anything else, turned and walked back. Back to my cab. I had a schedule to keep.
Kate, thank you for everything.
Then she turned and walked toward the exit, slow steps, like she was measuring the path. First time in 35 years she left early. Like an old dream, drawing to a close, softly. For the next several months, I made it a habit, stayed an extra 10 minutes every Friday, for her. At 11:47, she'd appear, punctual as always, paper bag in hand, red dress on, same as ever. We'd sit on that bench and talk, about everything. Not just Daniel, all kinds of things.
I like the platform better in winter. Fewer people, quieter, more peaceful. I've been trying to learn to make soup lately. Can never get the salt right, too much or too little. A cashier gave me too much change once. I gave it back. She called me a good soul.
When she talked, she'd gesture with her hands, sketching pictures in the air, like she was drawing memories. She lived alone, retired years ago, had a cat named Danny, kept her company. She always called Daniel her fiancé, never late fiancé, never changed it.
The engagement was never broken. I still have the ring, tucked away somewhere safe, waiting for the day he can put it back on. He owes me a wedding, a lifetime together.
That made my chest ache. A tight, heavy feeling. I didn't know what to say, just listened.
Do you truly believe you'll see each other again? Like, really believe it, deep down?
I can't be sure. No one can. But as long as I can still walk, I'll keep waiting. until I can't make it to the platform anymore.
Every operator knows what that train means. Those 10 minutes a week became my rhythm. Work days driving the train, same as always. Friday nights at Adams with Eleanor, weekends at home. Resting, recharging. It was routine, but it was steady. Warmed me, like a record playing the same track.
Still doing your charity work, huh? The old lady in red. Must be exhausting.
It's not charity, Chris. Not at all. It's not pity. It's not a handout. She never asked me for anything. Not once. I come because I want to. That's all.
Then why do you keep going? What's in it for you? Be honest.
If I walk away, there's no one left. No one to listen to her story. No one at all. 35 years of waiting alone. She doesn't deserve to carry that by herself anymore. He didn't say anything, just listened. Didn't tease me anymore. Didn't joke. He didn't say anything more. Not a word. Just clapped me on the shoulder, like he got it. And time kept moving. A year and 11 months went by just like that, quietly. Those 10 minutes every Friday stretched out long and slow, like forever. The train's headlight first caught the water stains, made them glow, bright against the dark. And the light grew larger and larger, flooded the whole platform with pale white light. We'd both squint at the exact same time, like we were standing in something sacred, something holy. But the calendar kept turning, faster and faster. Days, weeks, months, all blending together. Eleanor's wrinkles deepened, more every month. Her steps grew slower, more careful. But the red dress stayed the same. The paper bag, too. Exactly the same.
My knees are going bad, both of them. Have to hold the handrail now, every step.
Let me walk you home. It's no trouble. It's late. And your knees...
No, thank you, Kate. I'm fine. I've made that walk for 35 years.
10 minutes from the station. That's all. I know every crack in the sidewalk, every single one. Every flicker of every street lamp. I know them all, by heart. Even when I moved, I never went far. Couldn't bear to be too far from here.
He's in Oak Hill Cemetery, out in the suburbs. Too quiet there, just wind and birds. The station is lonely, but at least it has noise. Daniel, the noise of life. All 35 years, the walls were her only friends. Until I showed up. Till she had someone real. I hadn't stopped digging, kept looking. Found one of Daniel's old classmates, Marcus West. He was an architect now, too, same as Daniel. Ran a small studio, by himself, mostly. We met in the park, south side of Lincoln Park. Daniel designed it himself, the whole thing. Fountain in the center, water flowing all the time, flower beds all around the benches. Pretty. Marcus was past 60. Gray hair, glasses, black frames, sweater with pills on the elbows. He was guarded when we first met, cautious. Didn't know who I was, didn't trust me. Then I mentioned Eleanor. Everything changed. His whole face softened, just like that. When he heard she still went to the platform, every Friday, after all these years.
She never let go. Never. All these years. Still waiting.
I need to ask you something about Daniel. Was he ever suicidal back then?
He sat silent for a long time. Very long. The fountain was loud. People walked by.
Daniel was brilliant. A natural, gifted. This park was his. Last big project. But after it was done, something in him broke. Couldn't sleep. Drank too much. Hated himself.
The letter, the depression, the self-hatred. All of it pointed to the same brutal truth. My stomach turned. Left the park alone. His choice cost her 35 years. All of it. Another Friday, I passed Adams without stopping. Needed time to absorb everything. All of it. My knuckles were white on the controls, gripping hard like I was holding on to something. In the mirror, the red figure faded into dark. Just gone. That night I called Chris. Asked him something heavy, something I needed to know.
Ever loved someone so much you felt you didn't deserve them?
Yeah, I did, when I was young. Long time ago, feels like another life.
Woman I loved married my best friend. I was there, at the wedding, outside. Stood outside the church by myself. Didn't go in. Couldn't. Didn't belong. Honestly thought she deserved better. Better than me. Way better.
If you were in my shoes, would you tell her everything? The whole truth? I needed to know. Needed an answer. A yes or no. Something to hold on to.
I don't know, Kate. Can't give you a yes or no. Sorry.
I stayed up all night thinking. All night. Turning it over. Again and again. Finally I decided. Middle ground. Not hiding it. Not forcing it either. Tell her about the letter. Let her decide. After 35 years, she has a right to know. Friday. The train stopped on time, like always. Exactly 11:47. Eleanor was sitting on the bench alone. No paper bag this time.
not in her hand. Daniel's photo rests on her lap, laminate covered in fingerprints, layers and layers.
I walked over, sat down beside her, slowly, carefully, like I might break something. We were quiet for a long time. Just sat there, didn't say anything.
You found something, didn't you? I can see it. In your face.
I took a breath, deep one, and told her about the letter.
He left an unsent letter, Eleanor. Said he wasn't good enough. For you?
Said you deserved better. Better than him. Said he didn't deserve your love. She didn't shake, didn't cry, nothing. Just stared at the tracks, calm as anything.
Harrison showed me that letter. Years ago. A long time ago.
I never believed it. Not for a second. I know what I saw. With my own eyes. A hand came from the left. Shoved him hard. It wasn't Daniel's hand. I saw it. Her voice was steady. Every detail sharp. Every word of comfort died on my tongue.
Next week, Kate. Same time.
Her shadow stretched long, reached my feet. Next week. That meant she was still coming, still showing up. Same time, same place. That whole week, I went through everything, every piece of the case I could find, all of it. Police reports, media coverage, old interview statements, all of it, everything.
One old lady said she saw someone push him, saw it with her own eyes, from behind.
Then she recanted, took it all back, said she wasn't sure, couldn't remember right. Reasons were vague, unclear, maybe pressured, maybe memory just faded. Putting it all together, piece by piece. Another picture emerged, a different one.
Daniel had been in a dark place, that's true. Lost in his own head, very lost.
But someone else was there too, someone else. Saw him at the edge, distracted, and pushed.
In the eyes of the law, it was still murder. Still a crime, still wrong.
The killer just never got caught. Never found, never identified.
Maybe died years ago, maybe long gone. Or carried that secret to his grave. Still carrying.
And finally, I understood what she'd really been waiting for, all along. It wasn't just justice, wasn't just answers. It was someone who would stop and listen. I was the first person in 35 years to see her pain. That was enough, that was everything. Friday came, she showed up like always. But the paper bag was different, brand new,
crisp folds, sharp edges, not worn at all. Nothing like the old one, nothing at all.
I made cookies, chocolate chip. Have one. Fresh this afternoon.
The edges were a little burnt, just barely. But the chocolate inside was melted, smelled amazing.
These are really good, Eleanor. Seriously, I mean it.
You're just being nice, Kate. I know they're not perfect. It's okay. I haven't cooked much since Daniel. Cooking for one, it feels pointless. Too much is wasteful, too little feels sad. Just easier not to bother. But lately, I started again. Because now I have someone to share it with.
Well, whatever you make next, I'll be here to share it, always.
Something flickered in her eyes, not tears, warmth, rekindled after decades of cold.
Can I ask you something, Eleanor? Is the weight about more than Daniel?
It is, more than just missing him. Here I'm still a whole person, not just...
You don't need the platform to be whole. You already are. You always were.
I know that in my head. I do. But knowing and feeling, two different things.
And for the first time, she didn't feel alone. After that talk, I started keeping notes. Every conversation. Wrote it down like a diary. I knew this couldn't last, not forever. 10 minutes a week. Precious. But fine and 76 years old, knees bad, heart weak. Getting to the station, it was getting hard. She went from walking steady to using a cane. Then from a cane to holding the wall.
Slower every week. A little slower each time. I could see it. Feel it. The end coming. The day would come. I knew it would. Just didn't think it'd be so soon.
Friday, 11:45. I pulled in early. 5 minutes early, just in case.
The bench was empty. Third pillow, too. No red dress, no paper bag. Nothing.
I waited 5 minutes. Just stood there. Lights humming, cold wind blowing. 11:50, still no sign of her. No red dress, nothing. Still empty. I had to leave. Had to keep going. Couldn't wait forever. Scheduled to keep.
As we pulled out, the platform tiles reflected the light like a shattered mirror.
Told myself she was sick, mixed up the date. But deep down, I knew, might not come back. I was a mess all week, couldn't focus.
You okay, Kate? You seem off.
That's when it hit me. It wasn't just her. I needed it too. Those minutes filled something in my ordinary life, my routine. Another Friday, I got there early, with a shred of hope, just a tiny one.
Cold wind picked up trash from the floor, spiraling around, round and round. The whole station was empty, completely empty. No red dress, no sound of her voice.
I reached into my coat pocket, pulled it out. The envelope, the one she'd slipped me,
unmarked, no name, no address, nothing. I hadn't opened it yet, not once.
Some part of me thought, if I didn't read it, she'd still be there.
That day, I opened it, finally. Sat down on the bench, took a breath, light blue stationery, pretty color. Smooth paper, folded perfectly, neat handwriting, very neat. Faintest tremor in the strokes, not a single correction. By the time you read this, I'll have stopped coming. Not because something happened, nothing did. I finally reached that place where I can let go. It's time. 34 years, waiting for a man who would never come back. 34 years I waited for him, waited for a man who would never return. But that last year, I waited for you. For someone who would stop the train, 10 minutes a week, just quiet company. That's all I ever wanted.
Dana was the first one who made me feel whole. Complete.
You were the second, Kate. The second person, ever.
Her not coming back didn't mean forgetting. Not forgetting Daniel, not at all.
Means I finally understand. He'll always be in my heart. Always. I kept my vigil because I was afraid. No one else would remember him. No one.
But now you know his story. All of it. Now that memory has a home. Somewhere to live. I finally got the goodbye I needed. Didn't have to wait for a reunion to have it.
Tucked inside is a silver robin brooch. A keepsake from a late friend of mine. It means you'll meet someone who brings you warmth. Someone good. And now I'm passing it on to you. For you to keep. For good luck.
I just sat there, holding that little broocher. Couldn't move, couldn't speak. And then I started crying. Couldn't stop it. Didn't want to. I sobbed, right there on that empty platform. Alone. Just me and the walls.
The train doors were open. Wide open. No one got on. No one got off. No one. Crying echoed off the walls, back and forth, mixed with the hum of the lights.
Using the address she left, I went to find her. Her old apartment. 30 years she'd lived there. The exterior was faded. All of it. One stairwell light was broken, made it darker. I knocked on her door, 3 times, soft, waited. No answer, nothing at all.
Eleanor? You're looking for Eleanor? She's lived here for decades. Decades. I've never seen anyone visit her. Never. You're the first. Ever. First visitor. She moved to a nursing home out in the suburbs. Wait here. I'll write down the address.
But the home was quiet. Really quiet. Pretty too. Roses and lavender everywhere. Roses in the front. Red and pink. Lavender behind it. Purple. Smelled amazing. Old oak tree in the middle. Big old thing. Carved with names and dates, like headstones. I found her sitting alone on a bench. Gray blanket over her legs, holding a sketchbook. Couple embracing by a lake, on the cover. She wasn't wearing her glasses, just staring. When she saw me, she smiled. A real smile. Not that dry one from the platform. Different.
Kate, come sit next to me. I was wondering when you'd come.
How are you doing, Eleanor? Really? You seem lighter. Like a weight's gone.
I'm good. Really good. Lighter. Let go of the waiting. All of it. That robin brooch. An old friend left it to me. She waited her whole life for a love that never came. On her deathbed, she asked me to wait on her behalf. So I did. All those years, I waited. Now my watch is over. It's yours. No obligation to wait. Just keep it. For me. It feels light now. Finally. Decades of waiting. At rest. A year later, a letter arrived at the dispatch office. Quiet and unexpected. The return address said Grace, Eleanor's daughter. A personal handwritten letter. Grace's father left early after her birth. Eleanor raised her daughter alone. Eleanor passed away 3 days earlier. She slept peacefully, without pain. Her face looked relaxed and peaceful. She was free from lifelong waiting. Grace played Daniel's song at the funeral. A song for 2 long-separated souls. She left the robin brooch to me in her will, a gift for her unnamed subway friend. She didn't know my full name, but trusted me. She knew I understood her heart. Her final mumble was hard to tell. Grace hoped she'd meet us both in the afterlife. My tears smeared the ink on the letter. Hidden memories finally broke free. I drove the last train that night. A final quiet ride for her. I stopped deliberately at Adams Station, the place we once stood together. I walked to the 3rd pillar alone, facing the dark, endless tunnel. Wind, tracks hummed, horns echoed far away. The quiet station felt alive again. Grease and rust no longer felt cold. After years, the cold finally turned warm. I whispered wishes into the gentle wind. Lake, sandwiches, kites, endless peace. I saw her clearly, red dress and soft smile. A gentle smile only for me. She walked deep into the dark tunnel. No looking back, finally free. I kept driving the train day after day, back and forth across the whole city. I moved strangers from place to place. We still never knew each other's names. The work stayed the same, steady and plain, but I was no longer the same inside. Late at night, I often saw lonely elder passengers, quiet, tired, traveling alone.
Good night, take care.
It was never official company policy. Eleanor taught me people need to be seen. Not always answers, but simple care.
You still carry that old lady with you?
I'm not stuck in the past. I've just changed.
How exactly have you changed?
I've learned to stop and notice.
He asked no more questions. A quiet pad, full of understanding. I had a clear and gentle dream that night. The tunnel was warm, endless amber light. Adams Station, just like before. Eleanor stood there, in her red dress. I finally learned to make it right. After all those years of waiting, soft bread, crisplets, perfect taste, she finally mastered Daniel's craft. No more regret, no more waiting. Everything feels complete now. The perfect dream slowly faded away, leaving warmth in my heart. I woke up suddenly in the dark night. The sky was still completely dark. My pillow was soaked with quiet tears. Tears for her long-awaited peace, cold metal, yet it felt warm in my hand. Her warmth and kindness never left. I told Chris the whole story, from beginning to end, every encounter, every quiet moment. The kettle was boiling softly in the break room, filling the long, heavy silence.
Did you think you saved her or made it worse?
A question that stopped me in my thoughts. Neither. I didn't try to save her. I just walked with through loneliness. You don't need to pull someone out of the dark. Just stay by their side and keep talking. Loneliness fades when someone is present. That was all I ever did for Eleanor.
Will you look for the next Eleanor?
He wondered if I would keep searching. I don't need to search for them. Lonely people will always appear. I only need to be willing to stop for others. And he understood completely. I kept a notebook in the train cab, placed there quietly every day. I wrote down everything on my mind. No specific recipient, just healing myself. I recorded every trivial detail of life, every change I witnessed. A girl stood by the third pillar, but no one stares at the tracks like Eleanor. I finally mastered the sandwich recipe, even crazed its taste. I calmed down passenger arguments. Small kindnesses settled trivial troubles. I miss Eleanor, not in hurry and sorrow, just wanting to share my daily trivialities. She was never a passing counter. She was the answer I waited for. Time moves on and kindness stays. Every stop is a gentle blessing. A year later, the CTA updated their operating rules. New kindness was written into the rules. Late-night drivers can now extend form stops. For anyone waiting alone in the night, drivers are permitted to wait for lonely passengers, a small exception for lonely souls. The policy had no name attached to it, but everyone knew its origin.
The old lady in red at Adams Station.
Many colleagues spoke of the old lady in red. They understood the meaning of waiting. Everyone agreed without hesitation. Kindness finally became a common choice. Several years passed in a flash. My work gradually changed. I left the train driving post. I became a subway dispatcher. No more traveling through dark tunnels. Yet my guardianship never stops. I wrote a true story for the newsletter, recording all the past memories. Every detail is written plainly and truly. No exaggeration, only sincere memories. I quoted her most tender words, the warmest answer to loneliness. One story lit up countless kindness. Gentle warmth spreads through the city. Her legacy is never trivial possessions. It is the courage to stop and care. Stopping is no longer just an operation. It is the warmest compassion for loneliness. I made a special trip to the suburban cemetery to find the resting place of Daniel. The old iron gate creaked with every push, breaking the long silence of the cemetery. Under the locust tree stands a simple headstone. He rested at the age of 27. I brought Eleanor's favorite daisies to lay in front of his tombstone. The thin petals trembled gently in the wind, flowers that accompanied 35 years of letters. These daisies carry endless missing and waiting, quiet and persistent, just like her love. She spent 35 years waiting for you, missing you all her life. Few people can own such pure love, quietly persistent for a lifetime. The locust leaves rustled in the wind, like a soft response from afar. When I was about to leave, I accidentally spotted a tiny trace in the soil, a plain silver band engraved with EB, her half-life engagement ring. She came here to return the ring,
I wish them a perfect reunion in the afterlife. On the 5th anniversary of Eleanor's passing, I bought a ticket for the late-night train. No longer the driver, just an ordinary passenger, quietly sitting by the window. Countless lights flash past the window. Every light and shadow is deeply engraced in my memory. The tunnel stretches endlessly forward. Brightness is always waiting ahead. Passengers come and go with every stop. I stay seated, never in a hurry to leave. My journey has no end. It keeps moving forward all the time.